Welcome back, guys. It's craft time. In today's video, we are going to be making a witch hat wreath. Let's go ahead and get started. So about 6 or 7 years ago, I had a friend of mine approach me and say, hey, I really want a Halloween wreath for my door. I like witches. I will give you creative freedom if you will create me something. That's my favorite thing ever to hear is creative freedom, because then my little imagination goes wild and I came up with this witch's hat wreath. I honestly haven't really seen them anywhere else, so I thought I would bring it back and show you guys how to create it too. What you're going to need obviously is a witch's hat. Now I prefer to get mine from Michael's or basically just get one of them that is like a thicker material and nice and sturdy. The really flimsy ones wouldn't be best for this unless you kind of, I don't know, if you use like poster board or something to give it something sturdy, you know, like roll it up into a funnel and to help it keep its shape. However, then if it gets wet, it's gonna just crumble. So my suggestion is to find one that's nice and thick and sturdy. I know it costs more, however, I think it's gonna pay off in the end. And speaking of cost, I will tell you that this isn't the cheapest wreath to make, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for making good quality products that are gonna last you for years. And that's what this wreath is. So if you're looking for that, this is for you. You can obviously do a cheaper version of this wreath by using the thinner hats, not as expensive florals and things. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying for the quality and the look that I'm going for, I'm going to suggest to you what I would do. So I found this beautiful hat from Michael's for 40% off. And this one actually already has kind of like a support in it. It's like bendy, so it can like hold different shapes on your head and things, which is perfect for what we need just to give that little extra support. However, it doesn't have to have that, and I'm going to show you why. So you're going to need a witch's hat. You're going to need some dowel rods. It doesn't matter the shape. I happen to have square ones on hand. Some foam, floral foam, and then some florals, obviously. Probably also hot glue and either string, jute, or wire, something to help when we create our hanger. So to start with this, I'm just going to start with the hat itself, and we're going to build the structure to make sure that it hangs. Now, this is the hardest part. This was the part I had the hardest time with back when, because there wasn't a tutorial for what I was trying to do. So I had to come up with it on my own, and it took me some time. However, I perfected it for you, and that's why I'm here now. So I'm going to take these dowel rods, and you want to make sure that they're long enough to go all the way down to the tip of your hat. And we're going to end up creating a hanger, also doubling as something to add some sturdiness to your hat that will be glued in. So you're going to need two, which should be plenty because we're going to cut them down and then make a crossbar. So I'm going to stick two of these dowel rods down all the way into the tip, and then I'm kind of just going to measure off how tall I want them to be. This honestly is at your discretion. I like to go a couple inches above the lip of the hat, not the rim of the hat, but like where the actual cap part that goes around your head stops. That way it's not sticking out and you won't see it. And then you need two of those. I have this awesome little tool at the moment. I can't think of the name. This is in my Amazon store. This is awesome, especially for like dowel rods or like thinner pieces of wood and things. It just cuts right through. It's an angle cutter, so you can do different angles and things. Highly suggest adding this to your crafting hoard because it saves a lot of time. So I'm just gonna mark where I want to cut those, chop those up with my little cutter here, and then I'm going to create a crossbar. Now I'm just going to make sure it's wide enough to fit a wreath hanger. That way if they use an actual wreath hanger or smaller, it will fit. But you want to make sure it's nice and snug, because if not, then it won't sit straight if it has room to kind of lean either direction. Please just trust me on this. I'm just saving you a lot of time from having to try to fix these problems because I've done it before. Okay, so we want to make sure it's that size, and what we're going to do is put them both down in there to where we needed them to be. And then we're going to set that crossbar on top, and we're going to use jute or wire or something to tie it together. Now for this, you can't just tie it in one direction. You need to kind of use like a cross or an X pattern over and over to kind of help keep it in place. and then you're going to tie it off, and then I'm using hot glue to double tie it down to make sure it doesn't come undone. And then I'm also going to hot glue all around the sides once I've tied both sides down. I waited to do this till the end so I know if it shifts a little, because you will be able to kind of slide them until you hot glue them in place to make sure that they are where they need to be, because as you're tying they might move around on you. So just get them into place, and when you're done tying them and done hot gluing the knots in place, then again hot glue your wire, or your wire might stay a little better, but I used this jute rope stuff. Hot glue that in place so it can't just slide around on you. It's very important to make sure that's sturdy, because that's what's going to hold up your entire wreath. The next thing we're going to do is hot glue these in place. Now, the reason you want to make sure it goes all the way to the tip of your hat is because this is what's going to give it some sturdiness. If you just do a little hanger that's right at the top of the hat, when you go to put it on your door, the door is going to kind of stop it from falling forward, but it's going to tilt forward because the weight is all going to be at the top when you put your florals and things in. So it's gonna, so I don't know how to explain it. So if this is your wall, right? My arm is your wall, and then this is the hat. It's gonna sit like this because all your weight is up here on the flowers. So what it's doing is adding stability all the way down to the tip to where it holds the wall. It has something to push here and hold it at the top with the hanger, and that's what's gonna keep it from toppling over or having issues with it falling all over. You can see here as when I hold it up with it, it's kind of flopping down on the tip, but then whenever I put those in and hold them in place, it keeps it nice and straight and sturdy. That's the goal. So what I'm gonna do is for the bottom half of the dowels, you can hot glue the whole thing in at one time if you want to, but I'm just gonna do the bottom half, get a lot of hot glue on there, put it down all the way to the bottom in place where it needs to be, and make sure I push those against the fabrics. I'm put my hand on the outside of the hat and push and make sure it's adhering really nice. Now, if you're using the thinner material, be careful because you will be able to see your hot glue marks through the fabric. That's another benefit to this really thick hat, nice quality hat, is that you won't see it through there. And then from there, I'm just going to lay it flat, kind of lift it, not to where I'm peeling the bottom hot glue. I let that set completely. And then I'm just going to hot glue underneath the rest of it, hold it in place, make sure it's nice and secure. And now we have the sturdiness and the hanger in place. That's the most important part, because without the structure, without its foundation, you're going to get this beautiful arrangement that won't hang, that topples over, the flowers fall out. It's going to be very devastating to you to put all this effort in. So please make sure you do this step. It's the most important step. So again, just a couple dowel rods. They're not very expensive at all, or it doesn't have to be a dowel rod. If you, whatever other cheap, nice sturdy piece you can find would work too. From there, we're going to do some floral foam. Now I use the cones because they just fit nice and easy. If you already have a bunch of floral foam on hand, use that. That's fine. Just, you can shave it down or kind of sculpt it to fit where you need. I found one of the larger cones and one of the smaller cones work perfectly for this. The two big ones just kind of stretched it a little too far. I just found this out by when I was picking up my hat, going over to that section and filling them like a dry fit to see what looked best. This is what looked best for me. So I'm going to hot glue these into place as well. You do not have to do this, but I'm just doing it to make sure that things aren't just going to fall out or come apart. Thankfully, the hot glue, obviously, if somebody wants to switch this arrangement out at a later date when it's a little older, they can still get it out of there, but it's just going to secure it into place until that time comes. So I'm just going to hot glue the one, get it into place, hot glue the second. Again, I'm going to put it there and then use the fabric from the outside to touch and squeeze and make sure it adheres really well. And then the fun part is our arrangements. Now, my trick for this is probably going to be like $25 worth of florals that I'm personally putting in here. And that's me finding flowers 40% off, flowers from Dollar Tree, flowers from Walmart. I kind of just went wherever to get them. I was hoping Dollar Tree would have a little more selection for fillers, but I was too late and they were already pretty picked through. So this is my trick for all of my florals, not just for this wreath, but just in general. My rule of thumb is I like to have whatever my focal flower is going to be, or multiple focal flowers are going to be, I get high quality flowers. Now, that doesn't mean they have to be expensive. You can just tell by looking some flowers and materials of the flowers. You can tell, just look a little more high end than others. So even if it's just from Walmart, Walmart has beautiful florals these days. Michael's, when it's 50 to 60% off, that's when I like to get them. I got a lot of the ones for this hat, probably about half of them at Michael's right now. They're running a 40% off. So you don't have to spend a ton of money, but I will tell you, if you're a crafter, you know the florals add up quick. So what I like to do again is find those really big, good focal pieces and buy those in the higher quality, and then go to Dollar Tree, go to Walmart, get the dollar picks that I can for all of my filler, because that's more of just filling space when your eye is going to be drawn to these big, beautiful flowers. So that's what these like grayish, bluish kind of off tone flowers that I have here, and these big orange flowers. Those are both two flowers that I believe I got from Michael's. The orange could have possibly come from Walmart. I don't remember, but I think Michael's. And then the rest of them have come from Walmart, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. Kind of just, I collect the florals over time as I see them on sale to use them for projects. For this one, I love to have the splash of the sparkle, since the hat's going to be sparkly. Even without the sparkly hat, I think they just make it really fun and Halloween-y. So you're just going to start putting everything in place. I like to start with my big focal flowers and get those in, and then just put all of the little spriggy, fun ones that kind of stick up everywhere. Those are my favorite florals. If you're not new to my channel, you know that by now. But it just gives it a really fun, kind of all over look, and it just really fills the hat. What I don't want to see is light coming through the back. You want to make sure it's nice and full and thick and beautiful and luscious, and that's what we're going to do here. And I'm going to try to keep it minimal with the color palette, but bursts of color. So those blacks and the blacks and the grays and the those kind of colors, but then huge pops of orange, and then these beautiful purple sticks things that I found look great together. So I'm just gonna place those everywhere. I think this is the most fun part, because you can kind of do it wherever you want, and then you're pretty much done. And now you can do whatever you want to the hat. I personally cut off some of the lace from the back that you wouldn't see when it's hanging. I took that, and I'm wanting to add that back into my arrangement to kind of draw it all back together. I found these sparkly bats from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put one of those on the front of my hat. And as you can see here, I'm going to fold my hat and glue it into place. You don't have to do this. Again, this is what looks best for my hat. This is the part you play with. I'm going to fold it down so that it can, I'm going to kind of accordion it. I'm going to fold it down and then back up to where it kind of stays in place and keeps that front of the hat showing. So I'm just going to use hot glue to do that and pinch it together where the fabric needs to be pinched. So first I'm going to do it by doing the front of it, folding that fabric over itself to where it is staying up. And then once that is nice and hardened and dry, I'm going to put another strip of hot glue on the inside to get that other fold flap. That way the front of my rim of the hat will stay up and open and beautiful and kind of work with the arrangement. If yours isn't super floppy like mine, you don't have to do this. Or if you like that floppier look, that's also fine too. And then on the front of mine, there's like a black rose and some tulle and things, and I like it just the way it is. I'm just going to tuck that lace up and over so that it drapes out the sides, and then I'm going to add one of these little bats to the front just with some hot glue. And then I'm going to take that lace that I cut away from it and the bats that I got from the Dollar Tree and just some old stems from flowers where I've picked the flower off. I like to keep some of these on hand because it's really nice if your stem breaks or if you need an extra stem to put things back together, or a taller stem, then I just kind of have those on hand to use, and that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put that lace through the little clip on the back of the bat, add some hot glue, and then hot glue him to the stick, and I'm just going to add 2 of these to my arrangement just to kind of draw the entire thing together. So you get a pop of that lace and the bat from the front that's mixed into the arrangement, kind of pulling it all together. Again, this is 100% where your creativity comes up and comes out, but this is what I chose to do. I love how this turned out. I'm so excited about it. I hope this is helpful for you guys. Like I said, The main thing is getting your structure down, and after that, you're free as a bird. You get to do whatever you want with it, and that was honestly the hardest part for me. It took me a very long time in the past to get it to where it would be stable to hang on a door, and I just thought maybe this was knowledge that other people needed too. So give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, and if you like this project. If you're new here, consider subscribing to my channel. We would love to have you here while we go through our crafting journey, especially through this spooky season. If you're returning, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. I'm going to take you in for a closer look, and I'll see you next time.